Signing checks that don't bounce.
Has anybody black ever gone and checked out who it is in the White House? He went through school as Barry Soetoro. His stepfather and adoptive father, Lolo, L-O-L-O, Soetoro, died as one of the 20 richest men on the planet Earth. Obama is beneficiary of a trust fund along with his two half-siblings. He is probably the richest man to ever occupy the White House. Lolo Soetoro was a major in the Indonesian army and a contractor with the CIA. What Daddy did was run death squads for the Indonesian government. He was an executive vice president for Standard Oil, and when he decided to set up his own company in Indonesia, where possibly the world's largest oil reserves are located, I imagine he used his position of having an active death squad at his proposal to facilitate some of his business dealings. And now, interestingly enough, there are documented moments between George Herbert Walker Bush, who was head of the CIA at the time, and Lolo Soetoro have certain arrangements, and they were frequent golf partners. And Lolo Soetoro used Goldman Sachs as his American financier or financial banking institution. He used the law firm that Obama and Michelle worked for as his legal representatives, and he did many a joint venture with British Petroleum, i.e. BP. And there are questions as to why Obama would not mandate the rest of the oil companies assisting BP, in a British corporation now, not an American one, from cleaning up the Gulf. Are there some trade secrets there that no one wanted to expose from the Brit side? You see, or look at Obama's grandmother, who was the Hawaiian type, who was the bank VP. Well, in declassified documents, it just happens to be that she was in charge of dispensing CIA funds in the Southwest Pacific, which included Indonesia. The president's mother worked for what is now acknowledged to be a CIA front organization, and his biological father was attending school here in America under the aegis of another now acknowledged CIA front organization. So it looks like we've got a family well hooked up with the American intelligence network. And I don't know why the right wing is trying to criticize him as un-American when he's got very long personal association with the intelligence side of things in the Cold War. So his family is big oil, big business. He ties up a lot of traffic here in the country because he's never been to these cities. He comes in and he wants a ground tour, which causes gridlock. Instead of just flying in on a helicopter, he likes to ride in the slow way. Instead of flying back on a helicopter to the airport or a Secret Service convoy at 100 miles an hour, he likes to take a ground tour because he hasn't seen the country. It's, once again, just ask yourself this one. You died tomorrow and you went to heaven. Let's assume that you got there. And all the souls of black folk came up. What's happening? I hear we got a black president. Who's he related to? And you look around, well, all of you from America? Yeah, well, none of you actually. Where'd he come from? His dad is African and his mom mother is from Kansas, and two of her great-grandfathers, speaking of which, were Confederate Army officers. At least one of them rode with Quantrell the guerrilla, the same one that Jesse James and the Youngers rode with. I mean, that's an interesting background. Oh, did you see the stuff where Warren Buffett, Dick Cheney, and Barack Obama are all cousins? They're related. Did you see that?
I heard about it. So he selected
CNN did that.
So really, he was all part of the plan. He was.
Also an interesting other relative is Brad Pitt, the actor.
Right.
And there's another actor in there somewhere.
Why are you attacking somebody black? I said, black people didn't put this up. They didn't have anything to do with this. I heard them planning.
The Obama administration did.
Well, that's it. Obama, what did he do for the black race? Nothing. Question you might ask: who's the richest man to ever be U.S. president? It's not Trump.
No.
It's Barack Obama. You know how? His adopted father, Lolo Soetoro, was one of the 10, 15 richest men on earth. And when he died, he left a trust fund in Indonesia with 3 equal beneficiaries. Barack Obama, then known as Barry Soetoro because he was adopted, and his 2 siblings. So he has a whole false claim about what his background is. But when he got in the White House, he'd been working for a law firm that represented his daddy. He got lauded by Goldman Sachs, who financed most of his daddy's American investments. He protected British Petroleum when they had the blowout in the Gulf because guess what? His trust fund had heavy investments in BP. So we get through this whole mantra and even affordable care, Obamacare. You know who drafted it? Senior Tennessee Republican Senator Dr. Bill Frist when he was Republican Senate Majority Leader. Why? His family founded Blue Cross, Blue Shield, and most of the HMOs. His family's making a killing. So he retired from the Senate in 2010 when the Obama administration got past his drafted act from 2003. See, it's a game. And I don't have any problem with Trump either. I'm looking at lowest black unemployment rate since Lyndon Baines Johnson, more money to historically black colleges and universities at any time since Lyndon Baines Johnson. I mean, more Americans back to work. You know, like, what did you get for the last 3? Oh, and then this. You know that joke that they do about George W. Bush feeding Michelle candy? The inside thing on that is it's the same candy he fed her husband when he was 6, 7 years old. See, the Soetoros and the Bushes go back 40-some years.